Okay.
There it is. Hey, look at that. I did hit the right button. We are live. I need to hop over to Instagram and give them their hour of goodness and
Pound of flesh.
something like that. There we go. So we're live on Instagram. Hello,
Here, here.
Instagram, and we're live here and live on YouTube and Facebook. Still fucking with us. So, anyway, uh, that is that. How are you, sir?
Doing okay.
Hey, guess what? This is
What the hell?
episode 83 of Slurp Toast, a podcast. What the
I
hell?
mean,
What?
I turned away and the ad blocker came up. Like,
Oh,
what
no.
the fuck?
Oh, so what is going on in Kansas City? Is it cold there? It's cold here.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold, cold, cold. It was like high of 12 today. It was 6 yesterday.
Yeah. I woke up to 19 and snow this morning. That wasn't even in the forecast.
Oh,
We went to
we were
bed
so-
with like 100% humidity, and it was like real snow. It was like soft, fluffy snow.
nice.
Yeah. Laura was
Shovel
like,
the
"What?
driveway or
No." I don't want to break a hip. So no, I don't have the gear for that.
Woo, tomorrow's gonna be 12.
We got up to 23. It's back down to 21 now. So
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
down at like 2 or 3, so
I don't understand how you live where this is a normal occurrence, by the way.
it'll be 60 on Monday. That's the thing. It's like my sinuses hurt. They're just like they decompress and then they like lock back up and then they decompress and then they lock back up. And yeah, so I think Monday night I came home from work, laid down, went to sleep for 3 hours, had a
Got up and went back to bed.
sandwich, got up and went right back to bed. Not because I was like sick, but just tired. just just I don't know. Might have been the day. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually had Monday off. That was President's Day, and our office closes for banking and
Male
nope.
holidays? Nice.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
so
the female holidays?
I don't know.
But bum.
To be have that noise.
Makes me
There
a
it
little
is.
ill.
There you go. A little late on the cue there, but I got it. Yeah. So I enjoyed. I slept in, had a little lunch, and then played video games for like 6 hours, which I never do anymore. And I just sat in
Oh
my chair
wow.
and played video games, and it was kind of awesome.
Yes. Seem to be having a lot of those. I'm going to sit on the floor and do childish things days, you know. I rebuilt the Toucan Sam out of
Oh yeah.
Lego. Bought a little $5 Lego kit, started screwing around, looking at him, going, I can make that. And Sam rummage around in the parts bin. A couple hours later, ta-da! Still a little bit of work left to do, but by
Wow,
and large,
that's impressive, sir. Nicely done.
thank you. Kind of fun. It's fun to do the problem solving. You know.
I did a little more of the build out of the shelves. I don't know how much of it you can see, but there's a on that shelf over there. I've got my collection of Etrigans,
Ah,
some Black Adams, and some Black Bolts. There's some more monkeys on the shelf behind me,
nice.
and I've got the Hulk Busters over here, and on the other side of that is the Beta Ray Bills. So it's coming along.
Nice grouping, man.
I'm working on it. I got to get some more stuff out of the closet. I just haven't gotten that far. So anyway, it's coming along.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah. So what else is going on in Kansas City besides the cold?
Mostly the cold. I did see Brave New World Order over
Oh,
the
I
weekend.
haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
Here's a change.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was gonna go see it on Monday when I was off, but then Laura was like, "Well, shouldn't you see if the boys want to see it because they're coming home this weekend?" And I'm like, "Well, they've pretty much written off Marvel, but of course,
Yeah.
this is the first one in 1,000 years they want to see, so I think I'm going to see it Saturday." I was all prepared to just go chill out by myself at the movie theater on Monday, but I didn't get to. So we'll have to hold that for next time.
Yeah, no, I did that because Kristen, it started off, she was going to go to her mom's to help just, get
Sure.
rid of stuff. And the weather sucked. And so Babe was home. And so they didn't go to Illinois. And then Sunday, they're like, we want to go to the home show. And we're going to go to this show that they're doing, 15-minute flash tattoos. So we want to go. And so Kristen
Wait,
got little
what?
tattoos. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to go to the movies.
Yeah, that's fun. Did Babe get one?
Yeah, she did. She got like it's just a little black and white
Uh,
or black and skin. It's just a little line tattoo, like a little flower thing in the
okay.
back of her neck. So
That's funny because I suggested to the boys that we should all go get like flash tattoos of a bees for the beekeeper. Because I thought that'd be really funny as hell, just as an inside family joke. And of course, Connor jumped right on it. I have yet to hear back from Jack, but that would be kind of funny just to have a little flash bee on you somewhere, just as a damn Jason Statham joke.
yeah. Yeah, so they went and did that, and I went and we had like this Max Relax because like I go to buy my ticket and it's like, oh, cool, there's one like right here in the middle, and then I'm like going, there's only 30 seats in this theater. What the hell, right?
Oh, right.
And it's the Max Relax, so it has a full blown like Chase lounge.
Nice. Is it like the
I mean,
pod? Is it like the pod thing?
it's not like the pod. It's just like
Okay.
you go to the furniture store and they have the extra long chair with the little. It's like, oh, it's a fainting chair, and you're like, whatever. But yeah, it's really kind of like, oh, that's
Sorry, that was way too loud.
no, but it fits because like you sit there looking at this thing going, I got to climb into that, and it's not like you can do it gracefully because there's an arm rest halfway through it. So you can't like sit that you have to sit on the end and then like scrunch back. And you're like, I'm here by myself in a room full of other guys, and we're all like scrunching back in these things. The dude next to me is like trying to make eye contact, and I'm thinking, fuck you, no, I don't want to look at you. I feel weird enough as it is without I just want to enjoy my movie. I don't want to be
Right.
like looking at you all excited and shit about Red Hulk or something. It really is unnerving. It was one of those things where the dude looked at me and I'm like, I am looking at the wall. I'm not turning around. I mean, yes.
So, without detail, thumbs up or thumbs down? That's all I'm going to ask so I have a chance to see it myself.
Thumb up.
Okay, cool.
Wherever. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
well, we can talk about it in more detail next time when it's real timely. So, as we do. Yeah.
I don't know where the reshoots came in, but there are parts of the movie that get a little kind of distracting because you can tell like the green screen's not real well done.
Oh no.
There's just like weird scenes where it's like, why is the bottom half of the leader out of focus? I don't understand.
I knew that, but spoiler alert, by the way.
What, that
I knew he was in it. Yeah, but yeah, it's okay. I knew. So anyway.
To my knowledge, if you've been paying attention, you see Tim Blake Nelson. He's not the character from, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Burn me and
Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, he's not Buster Scruggs either. He's not singing in a cowboy. His connection to the MCU is very specific.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He took all them superheroes out in the woods and made them dig holes.
Nice. It's an interesting callback payoff to that long dangling thread, at least. And I will. So
yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't understand why he had Sam digging holes out in the desert, but he did.
Well, that's a different.
President, you owe me another hole of dirt in my hole.
That's
Boss's
different. Yeah, I asked Laura if she wanted to go see it, and she said no. And she said, I've already seen Harrison Ford ass-kicking president in Air Force One. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
Which is funny because there's scenes where he's wearing like the members only presidential seal jacket, and in really bad script, it's Air Force One right over the patch. You're looking at it going, I can't decide if that's funny, deliberate, funny, awful. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. He's not trapped on the plane. He's on a boat. I don't get it. I am so lost.
And what's
Bring
even
back the
funnier,
Falcon the Flying Guys.
if you think
Mhm.
about it, I believe, if I remember correctly, Tim Roth was the terrorist in Air Force One.
Oh, the Abomination. Nice.
Yes. Now I have to look, but I believe I'm correct.
Oh, wow.
Or was it Oldman? It was one of those. It was Roth or Oldman. Hold on, I'm looking.
Oh, yeah. Air Force One movie. That's Harrison Ford. Gary Oldman.
Oh shit! All right, well, it's not nearly as funny if Commissioner Gordon's doing it, but anyway.
They're interchangeable.
Well, I used to get Oldman and Roth confused. I did for a long time.
I can see that.
Um,
One of them is Guildenstern, and the other one is Morgenstein.
wow,
You like that one?
that was nice.
Morgenstern and Guildenstern are dead. Yes, and that was Gary Oldman and Tim Roth. Thank you. Thank you very
Nicely
much.
done, sir. Nicely done. You need sound effects.
There we go. I think, ooh.
So let's get funky like a monkey.
I might just hit you with all the Dusty, baby. So speaking of Dusty, I have that Dusty
Holy
Rhodes
shit.
T-shirt.
Pulled that one out of the ass.
That
Anyway,
was impressive. That was very impressive. You know that Dusty Rhodes T-shirt that I wear on here sometimes,
uh-huh.
the Red Ringer T-shirt. I've sort of jokingly said I want to be buried in that T-shirt just because I think it'd be funny as shit. And it goes over really well with my wife. Of course, the children are down to make it happen. So we'll see how that plays out.
There'll be a jacket over the top.
In true Dusty fashion, sport coat over T-shirt,
big fur coat, fur coat,
and a scally cap.
Scally cap, big fur coat, the sunglasses. Yes.
Okay. See, I'm down for all of those things. That's fine. I'm dead. What do I care?
You just may have to make sure you outlive Lorna. Make it.
Yes. That's the only way it'll happen. For sure. If the boys are in charge, I believe it'll happen. But Connor's taking a nonfiction creative writing class this semester, which is an interesting combination of things, right?
Nonfiction creative writing?
Yeah. So he was telling me about this assignment he had, and he wrote about mom passing away and all that around that. And I've also said, sort of half jokingly, I want Freebird played at my funeral because I just want people to have to stand up for like 12 minutes.
Hey, here's a thought. Okay, you mentioned Freebird. Skinner.
Yes.
Here's the connection. 38 Special came on the radio the other day, right?
Okay.
They're the ones with the two drum sets, right?
That's the Allman Brothers.
Oh, that's the Allman Brothers? I thought
Allman Brothers
Special had
no.
drum
They have
kits too.
They have the other Van Zant brother, but the Allman Brothers have the two. They have the drummer and then the black percussionist. That's the Allman Brothers.
Okay, because I thought 38 Special had two drummers. My question to you is going to be, what does that fucking add to anything? Because they did.
Wouldn't add a damn thing to 38 Special. Let's be clear.
You know what I mean? Because you would expect it. Like, oh wow, so then the drum was really full. It's like, no man, they did the same beats, the same everything. It was all the same. Nothing was different.
Yeah, it's the Allman Brothers, and it makes sense for them because they are more improvisational. They're kind of Southern rock, Grateful Dead, if I can go that way with it. So they got the one guy holding it down, and then the other guys over there playing all the other percussion instruments and occasionally hopping on a drum kit of his own. But it does sort of make sense with their style.
Oh yeah. Why did 38 Special have two drummers?
Do they?
Yes,
they do.
They thought they did.
Are you looking it up? Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
I was looking it up. Yeah. Yeah, because somebody's like, I remember 38 Special video from the 80s with two drummers. Why would a band have two drummers simultaneously?
Okay.
Like, is that a case one goes down? You've got the
In case-
understudy
in
on
case-
stage.
Well, in case you're Def Leppard and all the batteries got in the drum kit.
Here we go. 38 had 2 drummers initially to enhance their live sound, which if they're not banging out Neil Peart level, stuff, no.
Like, I don't know that I would ever consider 38 Special in need of a second drummer to enhance their sound.
The original drummer, Donnie Van Zant, was often busy with
Hmm.
vocals, so they brought in another drummer to help.
That
with the
would
rhythm
make sense.
section.
That would make sense if you're going to pull Donnie off the drums for like half the songs. Then
Yes.
okay, I can go with that.
But it says, why did they have it? I don't know. I would guess it was inspired by the Allman Brothers.
There you go. Okay. I was at least kind of right,
Yeah.
but mostly wrong. Mostly.
But I
wrong.
mean, I'm just sort of sitting there thinking, it's like, you've got like the secondary guitar and the lead guitar, and they kind of fill out the sound of the band. And
Yeah.
you've got, a saxophone and horn section to fill out the sound of the band. And it's like 2 guys doing the same fucking drum beat, snare hit, cymbal hit.
Yeah.
What do you add other than louder drums?
I don't understand that. Like I said, if Donnie wasn't giving up the drums entirely, but still
Mhm.
wanted to be out front occasionally singing, then maybe that makes sense. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Like I said, Neil
It's
Peart,
all-
if Leifson and Getty stop playing, you're going to know what the fucking song is because he's got every drum
Yes.
made ever and he plays them all. No drum is wasted.
Amazingly, I might add, having seen
Unfin-
them a billion times. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude,
So does it
that
fill
was-
out the sound? No, man. Same beat. Fucking sounds loud. Love it.
It's like he's a half a beat off, so we get a little echo effect, and I find
like-
it really
It's
works
like the
well
drums
with
on
the
Hot
southern
Teacher.
rock. Exactly. Except that was one guy. I saw him do it live. One guy.
Yeah. They're drowning out the bass player. I don't know.
All right. By the way,
What do you think of the bass line? Shh.
I believe the title of this episode has to be "Why Did 38 Special Have 2 Drummers?"
2 drums. Why 2 drummers? Yeah. Speaking of Hot for Teacher, there's these guys.
Okay,
We're-
that's an interesting segue. I can't wait
Yeah.
to hear where this goes.
I'm at the Valentine's store. In this case, Target.
Right.
I'll get my
So you were there in like December
no
for it
yeah,
to be the Valentine's store.
exactly right. Yeah, I was there. New Year's Day when they put it all out. They had it all on carts, ready to go. But no. So this guy's like going, "Hey man, why would you buy a Valentine's for like your teacher?" And I was like, "Dude, Hot for Teacher, man, huh?" I go, Van Halen, huh? It's a fucking song. I go, if they could sing about it, you can give the pretty lady a card.
That song holds a special place in my
oh.
heart. Oh, it was Beavis and Butthead at the Target.
And Butthead, it was 3 brothers that one of
oh.
them was picking out the card to give to their mom.
Oh.
It was bad. There was just like this whole void of, there's just no brainwave activity. And that's like, I mean, I get it. Nobody gets some of these references. Morgenstern and Guildenstern, that one's going to go over fucking. But I don't even do jokes like that at work because I know they're just not going to land. They're just
Yeah,
right out
sometimes
into the parking lot and skipping into the river.
I was gonna
But
say,
hey,
sorry, I'm off my game tonight.
no,
I have a special place in my heart for Hot for Teacher because it actually got me thrown out of class one time in high school.
So,
Have you ever heard this story?
I don't think so.
All right, so you know remember Miss Mosing, right? The English teacher. Yeah. So when we were seniors, we had her for the newspaper in the first period, and then we had her second period for English, AP English.
Okay.
So for reasons we'd always leave the classroom. We shouldn't have, right? But we'd always wander off because who the fuck cares?
Right.
And Matt and I. So there you go, right there. Matt and I had her for 2 hours in a row. Poor woman.
Everyone needed a break.
So we come rolling into class.
Come back
and
before the hour's over.
we come rolling into class, the second class, about 5 minutes after the bell rang. I don't know what we were doing. And she goes, "You're tardy." "I don't feel tardy." "Get out." Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
It came out of my
shit.
mouth
Like
before
Angel
I had
Hernandez just threw
any
you out.
I had no there was no stopping it from here to here. It was just, there's the moment you're never going to get again. You have to say this.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's the moral prerogative sort of a thing. It's just like, don't feel tardy.
I think I said it like David Lee Roth too. "I don't feel tardy." Get out.
Eh. Oh my God. We were in a meeting. Somebody was like, yeah, this is like The Rock. And I'm sitting over there and I was taking notes. I go, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, or the prison.
Exactly. Are we doing the Rock impression? Are we doing Dwayne Johnson impressions or Sean Connery impressions?
Connery. Yes.
Welcome to the Rock.
Do the Rock. Yes.
So which one was it?
It was Dwayne Johnson, I found out.
Oh.
But because I wasn't paying that close attention, I don't know how we got there.
Okay. All
I
right.
just heard The Rock threw that out there. There's one guy on the executive committee who gets that kind of humor,
Right.
because you got to hit it quick. It just kind of fast. No spin on it. That's the key, is to do it without, so it sounds like a sincere question. He just busts out laughing.
Have you ever heard the fan theory that the character Sean Connery plays in The Rock is actually James Bond?
No, I have not
I-
heard that.
I
It's not Hernandez, the Spaniard from Santiago, whatever the hell his name is in the Highlander.
I'm telling you right now, if they're doing this remake, if they don't cast Antonio Banderas as these, no, that would make sense.
No.
Never mind. It has
No,
to be.
you've gotta.
No, he has to play a Welshman. Antonio Banderas is a Welshman, making no attempt to hide his accent.
Ramirez. Sorry, it was
That's
Ramirez.
it, Ramirez. Yes.
So yeah, so Pedro Pascal is a Scotsman, just doing the same accent.
Yes.
That would be fun, and a throwback.
And an inside joke. That's
And an
inside
inside
baseball right there.
Yeah. Now, if he's running around in a loincloth with a ponytail,
Oh,
things get weird. Show us what you've got. Right, yeah, look at my hairy chest. I tried to watch Zardoz. Did I tell you that? I tried to watch it.
I'm sorry.
not
Why
get
would
through
you?
it.
I know I put that in the lexicon, but why wouldn't you take my word for it and not watch that?
I did. I got like 3/4 away. I go, I think I fell asleep. I don't know what's going on. And we were immortal, but then we want to die, and then we're bored, and then we're dancing, and now we're studying sex, and I'm lost. And
It's a
then there's
movie that could only
guns.
have been made in the 70s.
Yes. And I thought it was directed like by John Borman or something like that, the guy who did Excalibur.
It's sort of shot the same way as I recall. It's been a long time since I've seen Zardoz, but
John
yeah.
Borman. Woo, woo.
Another-
I'm on fire tonight.
you are going deep. And can we just say, as men of Generation X, Excalibur was a transformative experience? Am I safe in saying that?
Oh yeah. 'Cause
Young
all of a
Helen
sudden-
Mirren.
Yes, exactly. And it was our taste of D&D before D&D was a thing.
Yeah. And all that
Yes.
soft focus, soft porn.
focus, real hard accents. Join me, come along, and then they 5 of them in the shiniest armor that you've ever seen.
Ever. Good
High
Lord, that
chrome
silver
polished.
armor. God damn, hurt my eyes. It hurts my eyes just thinking about it. My God.
Oh my God, and that pasty little waif, whatever, his daughter with Morgana Le Fay.
Mordred.
Yes, and then the dude doing, doing Merlin with the little tin cup, the the little silver skull cap,
Yes, yes.
which came to a widow's peak. I am Merlin. He had that weird Jethro Tull sounding voice.
And you just threw a little penguin on top of it. So
I know I fucked that up, but anyway,
okay, this is interesting. Okay, so now this is going to segue into what I ultimately want to talk about. But they've
Jethro
been
Tull, Aqualung.
the pedophile national anthem, Aqualung.
We went to a Christmas party, and the ownership hired a lady who played the jazz flute, right?
Did you set it
And
on
I
fire?
jokingly turned to Chris and I was like, I will be completely upset if she doesn't play Jethro Tull at some time tonight. And then she lights up Locomotive Breath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, holy shit.
Locomotive breath.
Yes.
Cut.
Oh man,
Wow.
it was something else. So now that we've gotten way into the weeds, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I told you I wanted to talk some about the whole SNL 50 thing, but here's I've told Laura that she's tired of me talking about SNL, quite frankly. But I said as we were watching like all the things and I'm like, it's no wonder guys like us in Gen X who are nerds about a lot, geeks about a lot of things, our DNA is twisted. I mean, for God's sake, Andy Kaufman.
Here I come to say today.
Andy Kaufman and Steve Martin and Robin Williams are foundational pieces of our pop culture DNA.
Mm-hmm.
None of that shit's normal.
No, and I think it's kind of funny. I was reading something. It was Conan O'Brien talking about Saturday Night Live and talking about how he says you have to understand though that up until Saturday Night Live, we had a common culture. You had three channels: ABC, NBC, CBS. You had a PBS. You had Walter Cronkite. Everything was, for all intents and purposes, buttoned up. And these kids came along and were making fun of all that stuff, which means that all the references more than likely hit, you know. So yeah. Another movie to watch is Saturday Night. The
I
one
saw
that's
that in the theater. That was really good. I enjoyed that a
Mhm.
lot. I told Laura the other day, I'm like, what would be because they reran the first SNL last Saturday night in the time slot, right? The
Okay.
one, the George Carlin one. And I'm like, it would be really funny to watch Saturday night and then go right to the episode. So it's like
Oh yes,
that would be fun as hell.
like right after they do the heart attack thing and Chevy
Yeah.
comes out, and then you cut into the real show.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be a lot of fun to do. And probably will never happen, but it's one of those things that my
Well,
mind cooked up.
they've missed the mark. It's too late now.
Well, I mean, I can still do it, right? I
Oh
could do
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
But-
But it was kind of funny because somebody was like, "Well, there's so much inaccuracy because the bees didn't happen here." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I go, "The Julia Child skit was until like 3 years in. I can't believe that they would have been sitting on that for like 3 years." But okay, take those with a grain of salt. I get it.
I mean, Garrett Morris, I don't think was, kill all the whiteys I see in dress. It made for good movie telling.
Oh, didn't it?
Movie
And
telling?
that guy who played him was
Oh,
holy
yeah,
shit
he
on the
was
mark.
really good. Yes.
Mhm.
I thought they did a really good job of casting. I liked that the kid from Succession played Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson.
Yes.
Um,
The Jim Henson was like, "They wrote fuck rags for rent." The Muppet.
yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I mean, I've read all the books and I've done all the deconstruction stuff, and it was just fun to watch it, right? And
Absolutely.
so did you watch the concert the other night?
I didn't see the concert.
Okay. Took us
And
3 nights to get through it.
Okay. That's maybe why I haven't done it, because I've been coming home and just going to sleep every day because it's 2 degrees. What the fuck? But I did watch. I watched the SNL 50, and I've
Okay.
gotten up to John Mulaney's musical number.
Okay.
So, and I looked. I was like, my God, I think there's still an hour left.
They went like half an hour over. It was I enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job. of balancing it out. They did Nick, the lounge singer, on the concert. He and Paul. That was
Okay.
fun. I geeked out for that. They did the Anna Gasteyer, Will Ferrell school music teachers. Kind
Okay.
of funny. They did an Andy Samberg Lonely Island medley.
Medley?
Medley,
Okay.
yes. Brought Parnell out to angry rap for it, which was nice. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, they had Jack White closed it out.
Oh, cool.
He did Rocket in the Free World right into Seven Nation Army, which was kind of cool.
Mhm.
Cher came out did If I Could Turn Back Time in the leotard from the video from the 80s.
Oh,
And
she's 100.
yeah, I looked at Laura and said, "How old is Cher?" Because we did that all night. How old is Paul Simon? How old is Bonnie
Oh,
Raitt?
Paul Simon was showing his age. That
Oh,
music
yeah,
number at the
that was
beginning. It was
not
kind of
good.
like that hurt.
Yeah, well, she said she saw later somewhere that he's lost some of his hearing, but he's going out on tour. So yeah, because Boomer's got the money, I guess. You knew
Mhm.
Lorne was going to have Paul Simon on. That was no way that wasn't going to happen. And somebody did Mumford and Sons did The Boxer, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
So they got a Paul Simon song in the concert without Paul actually having to sing.
Having to Paul sing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the concert, I mean, it's fun. They did Nirvana with Post Malone in the Kurt Cobain spot, which was odd.
Ooh, okay.
It wasn't terrible, but I still don't know. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about it.
Okay.
I mean, because for better or worse, Smells Like Teen Spirit is our generational anthem, and I don't know how I feel about Post Malone singing it. That's just me. So, anyway, I enjoyed the show. I thought Bill Murray was in top form on the news, and
It could be you, Colin. Could be.
I knew it was
My
Brian
brother.
Doyle, and I didn't see it coming, and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny."
Colin Quinn. Oh man. And that's why we're going to put him no higher than 4. I was like, really, Bill? I'm pretty sure you'd have put him off the list if you could.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seth. I checked the internet. Girl on girl is still a thing.
That was classic Bill Murray. It really
Yes.
was. And I realized as we were watching all this stuff over the last few days, last week or so, Colin Jost is the perfection of the Chevy Chase character. He's what Chevy was doing. It's the same thing with 50 years of refinement. It is the essence of Chevy is what he's doing, I think.
But with the ability to laugh at himself and Chevy never could.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I'm like, one of my cousins posted something about it, and he was like, I always thought Chase and Belushi were thin, and I'll be honest, I never quite have understood how Chevy Chase has a career. He's very one note. I don't know.
He is very one note. I mean, he
twat.
left for that big career in Hollywood where they, a couple movies with Goldie Hawn.
He died after his first movie with Goldie Hawn.
The Fletch movies.
And then you get to Deal of the Century and
Deal of the Century,
Under the Rainbow, Funny Farm. Oh, I can keep going. I know the movies.
I can just see though why he would be such an asshole by the time you get to Community.
He's back on television where he doesn't think he should be because they're the only people that'll talk to him anymore.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I always get the feeling maybe Lorne made Paul Simon put him in the "You Can Call Me Al" video just because Chevy needed a boost.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe.
And I also thought, everything Eddie Murphy was in that night, he blew the doors off of, and he could come back on that show tomorrow and just mop the floor with the cast that's there now. It's just like he still, when he wants to do something, you can't touch him. You can't touch him.
30 Rock.
To stand there next to Tracy Morgan and do a better Tracy Morgan than Tracy Morgan does is just unbelievable.
I eat 4 cheese lasagna.
There's only 3 cheeses. I don't want it.
No, I won't touch it. I have seen the bit where Tom Hanks introduces the problematic characters over the years.
Yes.
Oh wow! And they the job interview with Chevy. And
It's the
Richard
last
Pryor.
thing. It's the last thing, and I'm sitting there going, "They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They didn't."
I figured
do
how
it.
they're going to play it out. Yeah.
That's they bleep Chevy.
Dead
Dead
honky.
honky. Yeah, pretty much. That's how they went. Bleep dead honky. And because the way that's shot, you can't even see Chevy's face say it.
No.
It's at an angle, so they just bleeped it. I was like, all right, well, you said it once.
50 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
also-
I was glad to see the Buck Henry taking Polaroids of
Yes.
Gilda Radner and
Lorraine Newman.
yes.
Yeah. Didn't have him sliding down the banister, which was always my favorite.
Dancing on the glass table.
And there was no mention at all of the Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Michael Hall, Joan Cusack, Randy Quaid cast. Nothing.
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 No, didn't deserve. Or the Charles Rocket, Gilbert Gottfried,
Deanie
chick
Dillon.
There we go. That's the one. The blonde.
Yep.
That blonde.
Yep.
And that's somebody's like, who's the greatest performer on SNL and why is it Will Ferrell? And I wrote back, because you haven't watched the other 45 years of the show.
Yeah.
Because-
He's definitely in the top 10. I would say.
yeah. I
he's
mean, he's not like, but you're going to get into that area where it's going to be like, oh, I think it's Will Ferrell. I think it's Bill Murray. Oh, I think it's this one. I think it's that one.
And it's subjective. I mean, it like they always say, it depends on who your cast was, right? That's why for me, it's Eddie Murphy. I think, I'm always Belushi, always Belushi. But I mean, Eddie Murphy was our cast guy, I think. And so
I don't know. I always like Christopher Guest and Billy Crystal.
that was a good. I really hate when that happens.
I really hate when you take that piece of bomb wax. Yeah. You dip it in what you call it?
Turpentine.
Turpentine. And then you just run it across your gums. Oh, I hate
That stings.
Yeah.
That
You know
never
what
gets
I really
old.
hate?
When you take a ball peen meat thermometer, and a ball
Yeah.
peen hammer, and you jam it in.
Oh, yeah.
That's smarts. That cast is underrated, but they were all pros by the time they got there. I mean,
Yeah, that was that was
they weren't trying to find a voice; they had a voice going in.
exactly.
The Christopher Guest, Martin Short men's synchronized swimming sketch always makes me laugh, and there's no reason it should, but it always
I think
makes
it's
me
just
laugh.
Martin Short. Just I like to swim.
I don't swim very well.
It's just so empty. But when he's swimming, he has such joy while he's flailing around.
The life vest keeps turning him over. And the other one from that cast that I love is Jackie Rogers Jr.'s $1 million jackpot wad. You remember that one? It was a game. You remember Martin Short's albino character, Jackie Rogers Jr., right? They did a game show where he was the host. It was the $1 million jackpot wad. And one team was Christopher Guest doing this very vacant European guy. No discernible accent. And Billy Crystal in blackface doing Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh yes.
And he's giving the clues. It's like password.
Fabulous, baby.
And he's doing the password, and then like the guy's not getting it, and the clue was like angel food cake, and he goes, "Yeah, when you get to heaven, you'll have this, babe, a harp." And it's like, he can't get it. And the next one, the clue is sugar babies, right? And Jackie and Billy Crystal goes, "These are sugar babies?" Yes, it's the dumbest thing ever. It always makes me laugh.
Oh,
Sugar
yeah.
babies are the also, not much love for the Julia Louis-Dreyfus cast, but I always remember the Ghostbusters show with Jim Belushi as the host. Who's your favorite
Gary
Ghostbuster?
Kroger. Yeah, Gary Kroger.
Brad Hall. Brad Hall. That was Piscopo and Murphy and who else was that? So was that when Stevenson with the big rack was on there, wasn't she? She married Billy Connolly. Cynthia Stevenson? I can't remember. Pamela Stevenson.
Okay.
Terry Sweeney, maybe.
No.
Oh,
Wait a minute. When people say it's never been funny, it's like, okay, there are years where that is 100% true. Where
yes.
that cast was just a train wreck. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, Lauren, Jesus. Were you all doing the Studio H cocktail or whatever, the shaker, the Studio H, the 8H shaker, cocaine, Quaaludes, and nighttime Theraflu?
Oh man. I was about to say something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, no mention of the Randy Quaid, Anthony Michael
Yeah.
Hall, Joan Cusack, Robert Downey Jr.
And I told Laura because I don't think she ever saw much of that, but I remember one episode where like Robert Downey Jr. was training to be in a boxing match, and Anthony Michael Hall was the trainer, and it was really them. Like he was training. He goes, "My man's gonna beat Marvin Hamlish silly," and somebody leans in, it's Marvin Hagler, and Downey's like, "I don't want to do this anymore." I mean, why does that stick in my head, right? Of all the
Like
stupid
that was it. He was off the skit or what?
just out of the fight. I don't want to do this anymore.
It's not Marvin Hamlish. Yeah.
I don't want to fight Marvin Hagler, but I'll take on Marvin Hamlish. It's just stupid. Oh, but the amount of joy that show has given me over the years and continues to, I think the current cast is very talented.
Oh, yeah.
There's some really strong players on that current cast, and I'm curious to see what if any of them make it out.
You mean break out of it, or
Yeah, like have a career after it. I mean, because that is the hard landing to make, right? The ones to have a long-term successful career coming out of that show. Well, let me tweak that a little bit. A long-term movie career. A lot of them work television and do spots and stuff. But I mean, think about who did it. Eddie, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy, Bill Murray, Chevy.
Belushi would have.
Well, yeah, but he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 movies. I mean, I think that's what he made. Belushi would have, yes. But I mean, beyond that, Farrell.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, 5 or 6 people. I mean, no one's really had a sustained career.
Yeah,
well,
but not as movies.
I mean, no, her movie career did not take off. Jimmy Fallon's movie career did not take off.
Yeah, he just did the one with Drew Barrymore, right?
Oh, he did that Taxi movie with Queen Latifah too. He did 2, and they both shit the bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then so he went to late night because Lauren had taken over all of late night television by then. So,
Brad Hall, he's basically moved into directing. Rich Hall, Mr. Sniglet,
a Sniglet himself. I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I told Laura the other day because, like I said, she's sick of me talking about it. But I think Julia Louis-Dreyfus has had the most successful career relative to the length of time she was on that show as a starting point.
Okay.
I mean, because she did some movies, she did some TV, Seinfeld, then she had that Christine show, then she did Veep. I mean, it's mostly television work, but she has stayed right in the forefront, perhaps more than anybody else. I don't know. That's my. I mean, because she was only on for like 2 years. I mean, if you're on for like 8 years, then that's like if you're Keenan and you're on for the rest of your life, that's one thing. But
they always talk about like Tina should be the one that takes over the show, but they've also talked about Keenan taking over the show as well.
I think that'd be a very interesting choice.
I think it would be he's sneaky fun. Tim Meadows, that's a good one. I like
the Ladies Man.
The Ladies Man. There's one skit he does with like Brooke Shields, and it's a sort of a parody of like an 80s sitcom, and Brooke Shields is like the uptight suburban mom, and Tim Meadows is playing, I don't know, sort of a rapper. But the one scene he's in like black leather pants. He's got no shirt on. He's got like a big old chain, and he's eating an ice cream cone. And he's like, "Hey, you want a lick?" And he takes it and shoves it on his crotch. Which is weird because it's like Tim Meadows is the only one who can get away with that as not being
I
call the cops and put him
Yeah.
in jail.
I missed one from the success list only because I'm not a fan, but it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I saw him live do a stand up. And I mean, he did that all the time and almost like never turned around and faced the audience.
Really?
Yeah, he just kind of stood and he sang some songs, and it was strange. It was very, very strange.
That was a cast that I had no, because I was working nights and overnights when that cast was on, so I have no relationship with that cast at all, and I don't find his humor that funny. I think the Hanukkah song is genius, and I thought the song he did the other night
Oh, that
was
was
very, very good.
and the last two lines about 5 years of our buddy Chris and 4
Yeah.
years of Norm. That
Yeah,
one was like, oh.
yeah, that one hurt. But on the whole, he's not my cup of chowder, as they say. So
Oh my God, Rob Schneider.
I noticed they didn't include Dennis Miller the other night.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
I don't think there's any
Man.
surprise there, but
Yeah. He seems like a kind of guy who'd be trying to get away from that past, but I liked Spade in the New York skit. It's like, where's Spade go? He's like, oh, he went back into the seat. He goes, I got the gist.
yeah,
Which David Spade, to me, I've seen his stand-up bits from time to time,
Mhm.
and he's a lot funnier and not as smarmy as you would expect. I mean, he
Yes.
does smarmy really, really well, but when he does the act, his stand-up, it's very, very kind of
It's storytellery.
it is, and he's very good. My favorite routine of his, he goes, have you ever watched the show Cops? And if you ever notice, it's always like the same guy who's in his living room. He's drunk. It's clearly the middle of the day. He's got no shirt on, and he's absolutely not fazed by having cops in his living room. It just is like, fair point.
Yep. And I will tell you, Joe Dirt is a far funnier movie than it has any right to be. Yes. I've seen it. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've laughed at it. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. No, I liked him on the Rules of Engagement or whatever with Patrick Warburton, which is a show that got just good enough ratings to justify renewing it for Friday nights forever.
Yeah. It just was always there. It was kind of the same thing as Just Shoot Me, which Spade was also on.
And also very
Just
good
kind
in.
of sliding along for 5 or 6, 7 years, and then
Yeah, George Siegel and Ernie Colombo or Colostomy or whatever that guy's
Laura
name is.
San Giacomo and Wendy Malick.
Malik? Yeah.
It was one of those shows that would periodically get slotted in on Must See TV Thursday when they needed to fill a gap after they canceled something. We're moving it from Tuesdays to Thursdays, and a couple of weeks later, it's going back to Tuesdays. We got a new one. We got a new pilot.
Bringing it back.
That's what that show was, man. It was it was a whole filler.
Yeah, well, so is Rules of Engagement,
Yeah.
which I've watched it from time to time. It actually is kind of amusing. Patrick Warburton and the woman who played his wife was very amusing. Even it wasn't terrible to watch. It's not like must-see TV, but it's like The Life According to Jim that somehow made it like 6 seasons.
Or what's the other? Yes, Dear on CBS with the kid from Boston Common and Mike O'Malley.
Oh yeah.
That one was just always around.
And like how? Because like you watch it and you're like, New York Post, it's great. You're like,
You
What
opposed. You
the fuck
lied.
is this?
I've
It's
seen
not
this.
great.
Not good. It's not great. It's barely
That's right.
good.
Yes, dear. Yes, that dude, that was it. He did Boston Common.
Mm-hmm.
Boyd was his
Boyd was his
character's name.
character's name. I think he's Anthony Clark.
Yes, that sounds mostly right. Anthony Clark, American actor and comedian. And TV Insider photo is a man who's clearly had way too much to drink. Wow, he's 60.
What?
Yeah.
I would have thought he was younger than us.
I know. He did Boston Common for
Mm-hmm.
a season and a half.
Which was actually a pretty fun show.
Yes, and it gave
Was it
us
Trailer Howard on that one?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
Was. And yeah, before she went on to two guys, a gal, and a pizza place.
Yep.
And
then
then
Monk.
Mm-hmm. So who was in Boston Common? Steve
Well,
Paymer. Don't know her.
Steve Paymer was the guy that was doing the really good Stephen Wright impression. I always felt like they pitched that show to Stephen Wright, and he said no. And they said, okay, we need you to do Stephen Wright, because that's all that was.
Yes. Boyd Bo Pritchett. And then after Trailer, Anthony, and Steve Paymer, there is nothing except for this guy, Vincent Ventresca. Smarmy good.
Oh yeah, he was the professor who was sleeping with his student Trailer Howard.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes. Wow, that is not a good career.
The guy who was the rich British dude on Cheers was on it. Roger Rees.
Oh, that's him. Oh shit,
look,
that is him.
Look, there's your there's your SNL connection. Robin Duke was on it.
Oh God. Yes, the only
Robin
cast member that we
Duke.
know that could fit her whole fist in her mouth.
Robin Duke.
Robin Duke, Mary Gross.
Aren't they not the same person?
They're not, but they were the same cast. Was that the Kazurinsky and Tony
Yes.
Rosato?
Yes.
Ugh.
Robin Duke made a movie with, because I know shit I shouldn't know, with Rebecca De Mornay, where they were federal agents in training, and it was not good. I think just by saying it's got Robin Duke and Rebecca De Mornay in it as the leads, you kind of can get there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Robin. Wow. She did not have Mary Gross, Tony Rosato, Tim Kazurinsky.
Mm-hmm.
I Married a Monkey. Yeah.
What's the most famous thing Kazurinsky did? It was the
Police Academy,
the little nerdy professor on the Update who always had like sex stuff. Tennis players have Bjorn Borgasms. I remember that. I remember everybody doesn't not like something, but nobody doesn't like orgasms. That was the. And that's in my brain, and something important is not.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was laughing the other day when I mentioned earlier. My cousin posted something about SNL, and I responded. And he's son of one of my mom's preacher brothers, and he was talking about how his parents would wake him up to watch some of the Eddie Murphy stuff, but or Martin Short stuff, and because he likes Martin Short.
Okay.
He's like 5 years younger than me, so he's like, they put me to back to bed before it got too ribbled, and I'm thinking to myself,
too ribbled?
That's what he said. I was impressed with that, but I wouldn't have been a word I used, but yeah, I'm thinking to myself, and my mom was just like, as long as I got up and got dressed to go to church the next morning, I could have watched whatever. She was going to bed, and she didn't care.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Wow.
That's a lot of SNL chat.
A lot of us, well, that's what we said we were going to talk
Yeah.
about. And since you haven't seen the new Brave New World
I
Order,
know. I was
um,
gonna.
that's okay. I mean, yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I got thoughts, but it's like I can't share the thoughts. I don't. You've got to watch the movie yourself and see if
Yeah,
you have
we'll
thoughts too.
we'll do that next time. I wanted to turn you on to a new writer that I was turned on to, a new mystery writer.
Okay.
Get the exact name here. Hold on. My boss and I were chatting about reading and such the other day, and she was like, "Have you read this guy?" I'm like, "No." And his name is Alan Lee.
Okay.
One L in the Allen, two E's in the Lee. He self-publishes to Amazon, so it's all Kindle
Oh.
stuff. I read the first book in the series. August Mackenzie August is the character's name. Really good. It's like Spencer, Smart, and Pattery, but he's younger, so it's believable.
Oh, okay, good.
So I think you would really dig. I read the first one in like a day and a half. If I'd had 3 hours to myself, I could have finished it in like no time. It was just right through.
Okay.
So highly recommend the
Alan Lee.
well,
Got
based
it.
on the one that I've read, I can highly recommend it.
All right. Then.
So there's that. Hey, hold on a second. I need to do something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since we're talking about writing, I went and bought the Kindle version of the Mobius Stan Lee Galactus story
Uh-huh.
called Parable. Galactus
Uh,
shows up, and he just basically everybody kind of freaks out. He says, "I am omnipotent. I am God. Do what you want," and people just kind of lose their shit. And the Silver Surfer is like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." And then somebody shows him kindness, which restores his sort of faith in humanity. And there's just some lines in there that are just, where is the holiness and brutality and greed? Only cowards and sycophants worship power. Um,
wow. That's
which is
heavy
like
for
from
Stan.
yeah, it's like from 1988. So,
I
I've
think
been
I
on some
have
of these.
that.
I had the two issues. And so I bought it on Kindle because it's like, I'll get it on Kindle because I remember enjoying it. But then you reread it now and you're just kind of like going, oh, oh, Stan, the man, he was in a special place when he got into scripting this. Maybe the pretty drawings inspired him, but
Yeah.
nothing was
Interesting.
overly heavy handed, but it was a good read.
All
I
right.
really enjoyed that because I've been trying to understand, the Silver Surfer after that. And because it's like, he does come across as a bit of a stick up his ass kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. There are times.
I guess, being stranded, being given the power cosmic and then being stranded on Earth
And being
by your
given
god daddy.
trapped in the worst wetsuit ever.
Can't get it off. Uh,
It's on my face.
it's in my hair, it's in my eyes. So yeah.
Well, maybe it's time we do this.
Uh-oh.
What's on your desk?
What's on my desk? Okay, here we go.
What's on your desk?
All righty, here's what's on my desk. I'm a big Creature fan,
Yes.
and I always kind of enjoy the NECA figures.
Yes.
They have done these where they're wearing the old time Ben Cooper Halloween
Oh,
costume.
wow. That's awesome.
So this is the newly released glow in the dark version. I bought two because there were two on the shelf. Somebody's like, "Are you going to sell it?" And I'm like, "I'm going to say, trade me one of the original non-glows and see how that goes." I'm pretty sure they'll be, "You're a scalper." And it's like, you spent $20. I spent $20. Fair trade.
Yeah, trade is trade.
Trade is trade. And see if anybody will do that.
Does
But
the mask? Oh, you haven't opened it. You don't know, but does the mask come off
I don't know.
to reveal the creature's face underneath the creature's face?
That would be cool. Yeah. But they did like the Universal Monsters. Um, and then they've been doing some licensed, characters and such. They've got a line coming up that's just kind of the I don't know, just sort of like the regular. So there's like a Bozo the Clown. There's like the anatomy guy who like has the veins on his little costume and shit.
Fuck. Slim Goodbody.
Yeah, something like wow.
My
Man,
turn.
we are reaching way back in the old memory box. I would hope that the people in France who listen would be like, "What is this?" And they go look it up and realize that my God, they have no lives.
We used to not. Now we do.
Yes.
Oh, goodbye, Instagram. They're gone. Oh well.
Yeah, well, we're done with them anyway. Oh, and they just released a DC Comics set too. So there's a Batman, and it's the old, the plastic jumpsuit with the thin paper mache mask that
I had that.
the string
yes.
pops, and now it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, it was even worse for me with the glasses because I could never see. It just fogged my glass because you would just condense sweat and it would
Oh,
just
yeah, 'cause-
condense on my glasses. I couldn't. It was horrible.
And it's
Horrible.
amazing that it would hold the sweat, considering it was all open. I mean, it was just pressed on your face so tight. Yeah.
It was just sopping
But
wet.
the whole back of your head is exposed.
But every bit of moisture is escaping through your face and staying on the inside of that mask.
Is on the inside of the mask, and then drips down into your mouth, and it's just gross. Just gross.
That's why we had to eat all the candy.
Yeah,
Let's
because
fit the
you had to
sweaty
get the sweat
plastic
juice
thing.
out of your mouth.
Exactly.
It's all probably toxic. So
Yeah, so was the candy.
yeah.
It all had red dye number 14 in it, so who cares?
Mhm. The most poisonous, most cancerous dye. Only the finest.
Only the
cancer dyes.
deadliest dyes for our children.
Only the highest carcinogens. So anyway, that's what's on my
All
desk.
right. So I want to preface mine by saying I have bought some dumb action figures in my life.
I've
a-
got one on the way, by the way. So yes,
I bought a Road Dogg action figure that would sweat. I bought a Chris Jericho action figure that was like a Flex Armstrong who had wires through him and it was all
yeah. The
disproportional.
maximum. I remember the
Yeah.
maximum sweats. Did you fill them with water and squeeze
Yeah,
them?
I did once. Just I wanted to see him sweat. That one was cool because he had the wired dreadlocks, so you could like
Oh,
pin him
fun.
there. Yeah, but as a dumb thing I spent money on. This is, as I discussed with Connor earlier, the dumbest thing I've ever spent money on, but also one of the coolest things I've ever spent money on. Both things can be true.
Absolutely. I have the orb action figure.
Well, this
Just
will go
giant
nicely.
eyeball head,
This will
dude.
go nicely with the orb. It is
Okay.
the Clock King.
Are those printed on or are they sculpted?
What?
The clocks.
Oh,
Are
they're
they
painted on. They're
painted on?
painted.
Okay.
He's got a wristwatch. Can you see this? He's got a digital Casio wristwatch on. The cape has wire in it, though. That just noticed
Yes.
this a few minutes ago. That's
Yes.
kind of cool.
It is.
Oh,
kinda
he's
neat. I
got Casios on both wrists. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, nice.
It is just the dumbest thing, but it's so funny. It gives me such joy. Now, and his weapon, which I couldn't figure out how to get in his hand. It's the hands of the clock, yes, as swords.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Now, this is an interesting thing that came with him, and I don't know if they're doing them all in all of the McFarlane figures, but it came with this little like stand,
oh.
which has got his
Uh,
card in it, and you can change out the card.
I've seen him put the card and stuff. I have not seen that little card stand.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that. And even the card is ridiculous. Can you see this? He's, hey, I'm the Clock King.
Making time for you.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I've got one of those strange purchases on the way.
okay, cool.
And I'll go ahead and preface it. It's the green sweatpants Red Skull. It's like the old costume where it looks like he's wearing a sweatshirt and
Oh,
sweatpants.
okay.
He just rolled
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of bed and decided to do evil. Do I do laundry? Do I do evil? I think I'm doing evil.
Laundry or
Like, you can
genocide?
see-
Which will it be?
yeah. He's like wandering around the lair, like sniffing these green sweatshirts, deciding which one can he wear for the day. He has a little armband. It's yellow with Hydra on it, as opposed to
The
because
Nazis.
the big swastika is usually emblazoned across his jumpsuit. It's it's casual Red Skull. No, my leather trench coat is at the cleaners. You know, he just comes to the door in a bathrobe.
It's the one with the leather patches on the elbows, though.
Oh yeah, the nice one.
Oh yeah.
It would be
With-
kind of fun because there are those where he like is wearing the smoking jacket and the yellow ascot, and it's kind of like it's Marvel Legends. I'll keep an eye out. You know, you maybe can find a body at some point. You can pop that Red Skull. You know, he's got the long FDR cigarette thing. You know,
It's the
Cosby
Continental
Cube
Red
in
Skull.
one hand and a big little feminine weird cigarette thing in the other. Oh yeah. This is the one where I'm going to go all penguiny on it. Yeah. I could have been somebody. I'm the Red Skull. Yeah. My only gripe is that they didn't do it the way that like Kirby drew it, where one eye is like way higher than the other. He's got that sort of
giant cheeks.
big giant cheeks and the little underdeveloped jaw. You just really look, you know, it's like they just squish his head down. He looks more like a gremlin. That would be a fun Red Skull to have. And I just like the look of the green sweat outfit because I like my villain casual. I like casual villainy. You know, that's what I'm all about.
Actual villainy.
Casual villain, not hardcore villainy, just casual villainy. You know,
Oh,
it's just something you do on the weekends.
That's not happening now. But anyway,
No, not at all.
but
I did.
that's a story for another show.
$500 billion. Fucking ad.
He's fucking Goldfinger. Can we just go ahead and say it?
Yes, he is. No, Mr. Bond, they want you to die. Donald's over there, doesn't even know what the fuck is going on.
We were watching John Oliver right before I came
hey.
up here, and there was the picture of Elon with his kid on his shoulders.
His human shield. Let's call it like it is.
And Trump is at the Resolute desk, and he's like, and then John Oliver goes, Trump's just fucking giving up, hasn't he? He has the same look on his face, same bored look on his face as this 4-year-old over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I do work with some true believers, and
I do too.
And you're just kind of like you realize this is the end, right?
This is how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a person in anywhere with the balls to stand up.
What I do enjoy is the occasional MAGA. I really like what they're doing, except that they fired my brother and all my cousins. You know, and
Yeah,
Hey,
you know,
Mr.
we're all
Trump.
working for the state. Yeah,
yeah. And if Mr. Trump would just put us all back to work, that would be great. You know, that'd be fine. And you can take all them other jobs. Just
I need mine
I know.
back.
yeah, sort of like, you know, the face-eating leopards really don't discriminate. They just see face and you know, just
Yep.
the red hat does not dissuade them from eating your face.
It actually is an attractor.
Probably draws them in.
Yeah.
It's like the red cape in a bullfighter.
I think I'm gonna have to start a ridiculous villain shelf.
That's a good one. Yeah.
He's the leader. That's
He's
for sure.
the leader of the ridiculous villain. So you're going with ridiculous villainy as opposed to casual villainy.
I bought the Clock King. Yes, I think I'm going with ridiculous villain.
Ridiculous villainy. Yes.
It's adjacent to
It's villainy
Casual.
adjacent.
it's casual adjacent.
Yes. Who's up for some genocide this weekend? Yo, you bet, Mr. Skull. Maybe we'll be beat up that Captain America. Be nice, wouldn't it, guys? Yeah, boys, let's go. Let's get him.
Suddenly he's like
Maybe
Peter
he's more like
Lorre.
yeah, it's like it's Jimmy Cagney, and Penguin.
Yeah, Jimmy Cagney as the penguin would be awesome.
Just rubbing his hands and top of the world, top of the world.
Don't know why I turned him into a chicken, but okay.
You know, it's he does have that round egg looking head.
You know, there is
But
this
that
villain in DC that is an actual egg.
egghead, yeah.
No. An actual egg.
Oh, that's new.
I think they changed his name because it was offensive. Hang on, I gotta look. I think he was like.
Oh God, not egg foo.
That'd be the one.
Oh my God.
The Chinese egg.
Oh my God. When we thought the Charlie Chan chain gang was bad. Charlie Chan and the Chan gang.
Chan Clan.
Chan Clan. There we go.
In the Chan Clan van.
Uh-huh. So we've got him. He's in Wonder Woman. He is clearly a Fu Man. Oh, I mean, he's egg foo. It's Fu Manchu. He's got the little evil mustache.
Yes.
He's got the little slanted. Man, that's bad. That is bad.
Yeah, I think they've
revamped him. That just
they've retconned. Yeah, I think now he's supposed to be from Apocalypse. I think they've retconned him. But yeah.
Egg Foo. He's he looks kind of like MODOK.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I do have that giant MODOK as Elvis on my desk.
That's amazing.
You know, that's one of those like it's late at night. That's more casual villainy is MODOK. Because he's clearly an Elvis. I mean, he's got the big Elvis ducktail bouffant thing going, and the greaser look and the shades.
Yeah, that's what he
and a microphone. So
that's when he goes out to do karaoke with Joey Bro.
That's right. Mental organism designed only for karaoke.
I think we're done. I don't think we need to go any further than that.
We're not top of that one.
No. Nope. Got to be quite on top. That's it for episode 83 of Slurp Toast the Podcast. Until next time, I'm still Bruce.
And I'm still taking over the world.
We'll
Tomorrow.
see you next time, kids. Bye now.
I'm Red Skull.